What's going on, everybody? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today we're going to be taking a look at the all-new PIP-Boy 3000 Mark V from RobCo Industries. Well, really, this is the Fallout series diecast replica PIP-Boy 3000 that you can pick up over on Bethesda's website. It's really up for pre-order, and I put my pre-order in around April. I actually didn't think we'd ever see these things, but I'm super excited about it. I've been a huge Fallout fan since Fallout 2. That was the first one I ever played. I went back to the first one and then played throughout. I also really enjoyed the series, seeing something like that come to life. I think they did a pretty decent job with it, but the one thing that I noticed throughout the show was the Pip-Boy they used. Definitely looked a lot different from ones that we've seen in games. It was a little slimmer, kind of a real world design that you could actually wear on your wrist. Albeit still bulky, not like an Apple Watch, but that's exactly what we have here, the Pip-Boy 3000 Mark V. This one's much different from the one they released with Fallout 4. Now you could buy kind of a bundle for PlayStation 3 or Xbox and get a nice Pip-Boy, but you had to put your phone inside of it. This one is fully integrated and it does some really cool stuff. They state that it's die-cast, but from what I've seen so far, the whole thing isn't die-cast, and I am a little disappointed about that. But I did see a preview on Adam Savage's YouTube channel. It still looks pretty cool. I'm very excited about this, and I cannot wait to test this thing out. Alright, so inside of the packaging, get a nice braided USB Type-C cable. This does have a rechargeable battery built in and upgradable firmware. An aluminum stand, and it actually looks really nice. And this was designed by the Wand Company. If you're not familiar with them, they do make some really awesome replicas. They've got some Harry Potter stuff, some Pokemon stuff. I'll leave a link to their website in the description. But everything I've seen from them in real life has been top-notch, so I'm kind of expecting the same here. Really hope they don't let me down with this one because, like I mentioned, I've been really excited about this. But we'll go ahead and get it out. And straight off the bat, this thing looks awesome. Oh, this looks like the USB charging cable. That's actually pretty neat. Now, they do state that this is a die-cast model, and really, only the top half is die-cast. So once you get down to the wrist bracket, it is made of plastic. I was under the impression that the whole thing would be die cast, but so far, it's looking great. Attention to detail is awesome. Opening this up, we've got the cushion for our wrist here. Actually, I hope this thing fits me. Yeah, it feels pretty decent. I could actually wear this for a long period of time. It's got a nice metal locking mechanism right here. Just kind of push down, it'll lock on your wrist. The midsection and bottom is plastic. This is a fully functional replica. It's actually got quite a lot of stuff built into it. I will give you a look at that in just a second. But up here, we've got some dials that are functional. I believe there's a built-in flashlight, and I think it's going to use the screen for the flashlight. Got a radial dial over here. This one back here also functions. It does work inside of the software that they've provided. We've got the selector knob here. So we can go to our data, inventory, radio. We've also got a little adjuster dial down here. I'm not sure if this is volume or not. But like it says right on the front, we can head over to this website to update the firmware. And before I boot this thing up, I will go ahead and update it just to make sure everything's functioning properly. Alright, so now that the firmware is updated, we can boot this thing up. And there was a little bit of customization that we could do over on their website. You could actually just add your name to it. So hold this power button for a little bit. We've got that little gauge light. And the screen looks really good on this thing, actually. Boot sequence. And there you have it. So I was able to put my custom name in here. And you can always delete the custom name if you want to. We should have a built-in FM radio, plus a couple channels, I believe like Fallout channels that you can listen to. The rotary dial around back will take you through the menus. And we do have kind of a health counter up front. So this is going to be our stats. And as we turn this dial here, you can see losing health. We can go all the way down to zombification. Moving over just a bit, establishing connection. And I'm actually not sure what this is about, but there's a little bit of a terminal that we can take a look at. Kind of goes through a few different screens here and there. The right side rotary dial will take us over to the inventory. And there is a rad meter, clock built in here, and a map. So this map does have a few different screens that I've seen so far. And there's kind of a demo mode that I want to show you at the end just to kind of give you a look. And real quick, I did turn the FM radio on, but it's playing copywritten music right now. This little dial here will allow you to kind of go through.
Where it's your decision traffic center. I-40 westbound is heavy between...
So that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, it just kind of scans the stations near you. And the firmware update did say that the radio quality was improved with that newer firmware that I installed. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And from the rotary dial, we've got our radio section. So from here, this will allow us to kind of scan through the stations near us, and it is an FM frequency. Not sure if it has AM built in or not, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people are using AM. I know near me, I'm out in the country, there's a lot of AM stations rolling around. It does have volume control, and down at the bottom, the KPSS radio. That's going to be the built-in kind of DJ from the Fallout universe.
Hey yo, this is DJ Carl at KPSS, broadcasting from the base of the once beautiful Hollywood Hills. Like most weeks.
And it's got a rad meter built in. And it actually fits quite nicely. We've got that quick boot button up front. We can go ahead and disable the screen. It's got a built-in flashlight. Now the flashlight itself is just the screen. It will turn all green. It does put off a little light in the darkness. But yeah, this thing is really cool. It's definitely not for everybody. I mean, if you don't like Fallout, then this is something you probably couldn't enjoy. And of course, it is pretty expensive for what we've got here. It's basically just a toy. It's $199. And right now, if you do pre-order it, I think the next shipment is going out in February 2025. But yeah, I mean, if you're a Fallout fan, then you can definitely appreciate something like this. It's also got the demo mode built in and the stand so you can display this. And speaking of the stand here, the way they've set this up is actually pretty neat. We can pull out this little USB charger and place it right in the back here. There's a cutout, so if you do want to keep this plugged in, you definitely can. It's USB Type-C. But the stand fits really nicely, and I think it's going to look great in my collection. And just to kind of wrap everything up, I'm going to let it go through the demo mode for just a bit. It'll kind of go through all the little features it has. But, I mean, I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested in learning a little more about this thing. When it first went up, knew I had to get my hands on it. I know waiting on this thing can take a while, especially given the price point here. But in my opinion, yeah, if you're a Fallout fan, this is well worth it. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below. Like always, thanks for watching.